Boys, right now, UFC 303, who knows what's going to happen? It seems like right now, there's a high possibility that Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler isn't going to happen, at least not at UFC 303. I still think that fight is going to go ahead. I don't think they're going to get a replacement fight for Michael Chandler. If this fight is off, we're going to need some major correction to this card, because let's be honest, without Conor McGregor, this card is terrible. And you know, that's where I step in. I have 3 new fights to add to this main event. And you know, we're Operation Save UFC 303. I need you guys to comment down below, what fights would you guys add to this card to save it? Do you guys agree with my picks? And let me know, do you think Conor's still going to fight Chandler at 303? With all that being said, we're on that goal to get to 500 subscribers. I think by the time this video comes out, we'll have just hit 400 subscribers. So thank every single one of you guys who had subscribed. And with that being said, let's start off this rare card builder, rare fix of UFC 303 with the new main event. And of right now, you know, a lot of champions have been booked up. However, I saw Sean O'Malley throwing his hat out there saying he'll fight at UFC 303. I don't know if they're going to do that. I still think they're waiting for that Sphere card to put him versus Marc, but a fight that, you know, could most likely happen. 2 people that I think are healthy right now, ready to go. I think the new main event should be Alex Pereira taking on Yuri Prochazka, number 2. I know a lot of people are going to say, what about Magomed? And at the end of the day, you know, fuck Magomed. This man has been offered that championship belt fight multiple times, turned it down multiple times. And at the end of the day, I don't think Dana is the biggest fan of him anyways. Don't get me wrong, Ankalaev is still probably going to get a title shot relatively soon. Do I want him to get the next title shot? Honestly, not really. I mean, I do, but I don't. I still think Alex Pereira beats him, but we need an exciting fight for this card, so let's do Alex Pereira, Yuri Prochazka, number 2. Super fun matchup. You can have a bunch of promo for this fight about how it got stopped early and all this stuff, but at the end of the day, I think this is a fantastic alternative to the Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler fight. Let's keep moving on. Co-main event. We have a little bit of a switch up going on. We have Colby Covington taking on Ian Gary, and as much as I love Ian Gary versus MVP, let's be realistic. This fight could save the card. Having this at the presser could save it. This is honestly one of the people's fight that we've been wanting to see for a hot minute. You know, all that smack talk, all that talk from Colby Covington, he needs to back it up. I think he's injured right now, but I don't know how severe the injury is. You know, give Colby a little bit extra money. Get him in there with Ian Gary. I think that would be a great co-main event. Make that a 5-rounder. Amazing co-main event. The trash talk, the build up, all that leading up to this. Is this a dangerous fight for Colby Covington? 100%. Do I see Colby Covington getting it done? I mean, there's probably like a realistically 10% chance you can get it done in the later rounds, but in all likelihood, Ian Gary probably finishes Colby Covington in the first 3 rounds, I would say. But yeah, the people's fight, the fight that the fans want to see. And don't be worried, we still have MVP on this card, but he's going to be a little bit down. Next up, Jamahal Hill, Carlos Ulberg. I didn't change this fight at all. I only added 1 new fight, which is going to be the next one, the second fight of the main card. We have MVP taking on the fight that a lot of the fans have been wanting to see as well, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. We're trying to make this card a little bit better than what it was because we had Conor there to boost up the pay-per-views. Without Conor, this card needed a lot of rebuilding. And yeah, I think this is a fun matchup. Again, although I love the idea of Ian Gary versus MVP, I think that would be a very fun matchup. Thinking about it in the UFC's position, I think this would just be better, make more sense for them, especially losing such a big headlining card in Conor McGregor. And then to end it off, we have Joe Pyfer taking on Marc Barriault. And yeah, that's the whole main card. You guys have to let me know, would you change anything there? What we could also do, I also like this idea, we could keep Ian Gary versus MVP, take away Colby Covington, take away Wonderboy, and instead have that co-main event have like a Sean O'Malley versus a Marc. I wouldn't be mad with that either. But at the end of the day, I don't know how much the UFC are going to be wanting to stack this card and how much they're going to want to pay extra for their, especially champs, to fight on a short notice. And yeah, if Conor is out, don't be surprised if we see something like this. What I'm praying they don't do, I'm praying they don't bring in Pantoja and be like, yeah, here, we have a championship fight on this card now. We have Pantoja coming in short notice, taking on Armir. You know, I don't want that. I would be okay with that being like a co-main and still having an Alex Pereira there or a Sean O'Malley there. But please don't have Pantoja as the main event. And again, don't be surprised if this fight falls out and we see one of those 3 champions step up. And yeah, this is my realistic approach to remaking the UFC 303 card. You guys have to let me know in the comments below. Would you add any other fighter here? What fight would you guys want to see? What's your opinions on splitting up Ian Gary and MVP and having them fight different people? Because in my opinion, I really like that. Again, I really like the idea of Ian Gary versus MVP. But at the end of the day, if Conor does fall out, we do need to add a little bit more substance to this card. So splitting them up, having them fight different guys that are of, you know, equal level hype fight-wise, I think is a good idea. But yeah, at the end of the day, let's just pray that this fight stays together, because at the end of the day, we waited close to 3 years for the return of the Mac against Chandler. And to be honest, as we get closer to 303, I'm getting more and more excited, because let's be realistic, once Conor gets into that octagon, and if he does get past Chandler, the amount of just endless possibilities that we have for Conor after that is extremely exciting. So let's pray all this is just rumors. Let's pray, you know, what I really want to happen. I think there's just small chances is actually what's happening. I think Conor, he might be playing some mind games. I could see Conor being like, hey, Dana, we need to pull some strings here and there. We need to get into Chandler's head. I want you to act like the fight's gonna be canceled. I want you to pull all the promotions. I could see Conor doing some sort of big brain activity like that to get into Chandler's head. But at the end of the day, let's pray this all goes smooth. Let's pray we get this fight card. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching to the end of the video. If you guys haven't yet, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss any of my newest videos. Once again, we're on that goal to get to 500 subscribers. We're getting closer and closer by the day. So thank you guys so much for subscribing and watching all these rare videos. I appreciate it so much. Rare MMA here to stay. We're taking over this year. It might be slow, but best believe we're coming, and we're coming all night long. Shout out to Kamaru Usman for that banger of a line. But yeah, with that being said, there's really not that much else left to say, except for I will see you guys in my next video.